parasites, mold, fungus, toxicity, heavy metals, and allergy sensitivities. Those are the 12 categories. Instead of having those all in the vitals, they've been moved where they're a little bit more practical and intuitive to what we're trying to accomplish with the scan. The frequency optimization has also been or is in the process of being tightened up a little bit, so it'll be just a little bit shorter and improved in the way that it can take the frequencies that need to be played back into the brain in a more coherent way behind the scenes. And then the last, supplements that you can analyze, those are being added to. We'll have essential oils in there. We'll have some more supplementations. Plus, one thing that if you carry a certain line of products that is unique to you, or something that you would like to have in there that you don't have to keep testing individually, you can have those put into the database. There is a small fee for that, to have that put in, but then it's in your database all the time. You can just click a button and check it. So the other thing that we're really excited about this new update is that it can be now made to be fully automated. So you bring your client in, you bring up their, if it's a first-time client, you'll put all their information in. A returning client, you'll be able to just bring up their card, and then you put the headset on and you select manual or automated. And if you select automated, it will automatically do the entire vital scan. It will then do a frequency optimization automatically, repeat the vital scan again, then it will prompt you to give the microphone to your client so that it will do the inner voice, and it will ask them for 20 seconds of voice. You'll have the ability to just let it continue from there, or if you feel like the client needs to repeat his voice a couple more times, you're able to just pause it, let him do it again until you're comfortable with the voice that it's captured. Once that's done, and you hit the button continue, the system, from the information it gleaned from the vital scan and from the voice print, will then set up your comprehensive up to 24 scans. You don't have to go in and pick the ones you think are the best ones. Now you have the ability at any point in this time to go in and take it out of automatic mode and put it into manual. But you'll be able to just click it on automatic. It will load those 24 or up to 24 comprehensive scans that it determined that the client would best benefit from at this point. It would then automatically scan every single one of those, then move all of those into Analyze database. It will now analyze every single one of those scans to every single one of the 12 categories, all automated. When it's all done, it will send all those back in and do frequency optimization on all of them. In the meantime, in the background, it will submit a report to the operator of the things that it found that need attention, and even give recommendations for maybe some supplementation or some therapies. This literally makes it to where, with this setup in your office, a technician, a nurse, a receptionist could literally sit down and run the scan while you, the practitioner, are taking care of other business. When the scan is completed, your operator will be able to give you that report, be able to go down the report and start to connect the dots and say, here's what we'd recommend that you do. So taking from you having to spend 30 or 40 minutes going over this information with your client to maybe down to 3 to 5 minutes, all automated. Now again, you can still go back and do all this manually, but to have the ability to do it and let it do its thing is going to make it much simpler, much easier, and much easier to find out what all these things mean. Now there's been some issues and some questions, and valid ones, about the vital scan where it would come up with a condition like gonorrhea or syphilis or chlamydia. And very, very hard to at this point in the scan to tell you what that means, if it's an actual condition in a person, or if it's a miasm, a genetic pass-through. In the vital scan, it's next to impossible to determine what that really is. But by moving those categories into the databases to where you're at the analyzing part, it cleans all that up. It determines whether that's a miasm and what part of the body that it could affect if it actually did raise its head. So these types of things are going to make it much simpler for you. Now this upgrade is free for everybody that has purchased the new AO Vital Comprehensive System in the last 11 months. This is absolutely free. And it will be available through, we're shooting to have it to where your updates will be automated. You just click check for updates and it will then automate the update. Those may not be ready by April, but our technical people are working on that. So this update here may have to come to you in a thumb drive. But if not, we'll just send you an email saying check for updates and it will do that update for you. So we're really excited about this change here to make your system a whole lot easier. Now 5 days ago, if you'd have asked me how far we are away from having this thing into more of a virtual reality, which is what we've been shooting for, I would have told you probably another 6 to 12 months. And I'm here to tell you right now that that's going to happen within the next two to 3 months. And those of you that are here today are going to be able to experience the virtual reality upgrade to the scanner today. And any of you that want to come in at any time to experience it, you're more than welcome. Now let me explain this. The virtual reality upgrade is not a free upgrade. It is a hardware upgrade. Just the video card alone to run the VR portion of this costs more than the computers that you currently have. So there's a hardware upgrade and a software upgrade, and because we're not the ones that make the video, there is a license fee that we don't know exactly what that amount will be, but somewhere between probably $200 and $250 a year. Okay, so somewhere between $15 to $30 a month that you would pay on an annual basis. And that goes to 3D Science, which is the company that actually would produce the virtual reality experience. Now, before I get into that exciting part of it, I want to explain something. It does not in any way make your scan more efficient, more effective, more anything. It does not affect the end result of this scan. So it's not something you gotta, oh, I've got to have that scan, or here I am, I've got to pay more money. This is a truly optional elective update that you can choose to take on at any time. But here's what it will do. If you're in an automated scan, you're going to have during the scan part about a 12-minute dead time where the client is sitting and watching the scan. Then it's going to go into Analyze Database, which is a 20-minute dead time where it's doing the back and forth. Then you've got about a 10-minute frequency optimization, another dead time. And so you're there making conversation or visiting somehow with your client. Now there are things to watch on the screen. It's not like it's completely a dead thing for them, but it really ties up your resources. In the virtual reality side of this, they're now immersed in the scan rather than watching the scan. They're watching it in 3 dimensions. They can look around the items that are being scanned. You can almost reach out and you feel as if you could touch those things, which you'll experience here today. You are literally able to walk out of the room for those 10 or 20 minutes and your client is fully taken care of. Their experience, and when those of you that try it today, you'll understand it is addictive. It does not make you sick. You will not get motion sickness or headaches. And there is so much going on in this virtual realm that they're sitting in that it's almost impossible to ever get bored. And if they don't want to watch the actual scan happening in real 3D space, they can turn their head to the right or to the left, and there's videos in this virtual scanning room that are educational and fascinating to watch, because it's all in 3D and real 3D time and space. So as far as your client's experience, it has just been raised 100 notches. And so it's an optional thing. It's not going to make your scan better as far as the results, but this will bring your clients back and back and back, because they are now truly being educated in their body and in how their body functions and how things can happen if certain things don't happen with diet and exercise and proper mental attitudes. So this is something that we're really excited about and able to bring to you almost a year earlier than we ever thought. So, okay, last thing is, we don't want to take up all your time on the weekend. We do have 3 new products that we want to introduce to you. And I'm going to go through those quickly one at a time. Oh, go ahead. Yes, that's probably a good question.
With the new program, if you're doing a virtual...
We're going to give you the microphone so that people online can hear you.
So with the new virtual reality program, are we going to do a vital scan each time they come in? Or how are we going to determine what we're doing with each visit if it's doing things automated?
Well, here, the beauty of as the question is, you're going to do the vital scan every time, you're going to do all the comprehensives? I would say probably not. I think a vital scan once a week or once every 2 weeks is really all you need. You wouldn't do a blood test every time someone comes in. Once you do the first one, where you're doing the complete, and let's say you're doing an automated scan and it's complete with everything, you would not have to do that again the second time or the third time, maybe not even till the 4th or 5th time, just to kind of see where you are. You're going to know where your trouble areas are. You're going to know where they need the more work. So the second time they come in, if you did a vital scan, it might be just one section, one small vital scan. And when you get into comprehensive, you're going to pick the ones that the system recommends that you do next time they come in. Now remember, at any time in that automated process, you're able to interrupt and go make changes. So you're not locked in. If it's automated and there comes up 24, and let's say there's a time constraint with either you or the client, then you would maybe go through and select some of those that we probably don't need to look at right now.
So the second time, there will be suggestions, or the machine will make suggestions, or we're making the choice of what we want to do?
That will be in the report that comes to the operator, what's recommended for the next visit. Okay, so again, we're not taking you out of the equation. We're just allowing you to remove yourself from certain parts of that equation at certain times. It's a good question. Any other questions on that? Okay, let's go on to these new products, and then we're going to allow you to stay online and watch, because you'll be able to see in a 2-dimensional realm what these people are seeing in a 3-dimensional realm. Oh, and that brings up another point. Remotes. Almost everybody here is doing remotes. And we have some practitioners that I don't think have ever even met a client. It's all done on remote. If you have the virtual system in your office and you're doing remotes, your client on the other end will not be able to have a 3D virtual experience, VR experience. However, the graphics that they will see in 2-dimension are so much better than the ones that we can put on the normal system that we have right now. So even though it won't be a virtual, as you will see on when we bring this up, the graphics are truly 3-dimensional, even though they're not in a virtual reality realm for the remote client. Any questions on the remotes? Okay. One of the things that we've developed, and when I say developed, it's really been developed with a lot of help from Linda Gregerson, one of our practitioners in Idaho. And she found a formula of essential oils that has been just phenomenal in her practice for getting rid of worms and parasites. And it's 100% essential oils. We have a flyer on it that we can We can actually send this out, can't we, Alan? Send this out to everybody so you can see it. It has the different essential oils. Now, the oils on the worms is an expensive blend because the primary ingredient is sandalwood. And sandalwood as an oil is really, really expensive. Sandalwood, cinnamon, clove, oregano, cypress, lemon, and thyme. Now, you can make these blends yourself. There's nothing proprietary or secret about it. But it is expensive to make a blend, and so we've made it in a bottle that you can, you can just give it to your clients. They are hot, considered hot oils. So if you can't put the oil directly in your mouth, when we send out a bottle, it'll come with a packet of 50 capsules. And these are vegetable capsules. Now the oils are hot again, like I said, you can't make up all these capsules because within 20 minutes they will have dissolved the capsule. So the way these capsules are done, you would take the bottle and your capsules with you during your day. You take a capsule, open it up, put 16 drops in, close the capsule, swallow the capsule, and then eat a meal. And you want to do it right before your meal so that it's there with your food. And you'd want to do 3 of those a day, and you do it until the bottle is consumed, and that's around 21 to 25 days, depending on how big your drops are. The other one is Parasites. Now, worms are parasites. We've seen worms come out of people within just a couple of days of taking a few capsules of the worm formula. Worms that are about this long. I mean, we got pictures which we will not put up on the web because they're not that great to watch. But it is absolutely amazing. And some of the worst ones to get out is hookworm. And they're ugly as sin. But anyway, we do have those two available for you. Like I say, the ingredients are inside the brochure. If you want to make your own, you're sure more than welcome to. If you want to buy them already done, they will come in a pouch with the bottle of the oil and the vitamins. The reason for the 2 oils, they're very similar. Rosemary, cinnamon, clove, oregano, tea tree, and lemon is the Parasite one. It's much less expensive, less than half the price. But if you've got someone that you suspect or the scan tells you or they know that they have a worm issue, you want to start with worms. It's a more comprehensive and it really runs this through well. If you feel they need a boost at the end, which isn't very often, you would then prescribe the Parasite or suggest the Parasite, and they would follow up with Parasite. Okay, so those 2 now are available and in inventory here. The next one is our laser pen, acupuncture pen, and it comes with a manual with instructions. What makes this one different from some of the others on the market is actually 3 pieces in one. You have the laser for the acupressure or acupuncture. So you have the laser here and you have 5 intensities. But in addition to that, you also have microcurrent built into the tip. And so you can do laser acupuncture as well as microcurrent to each one of your acupressure points. So that's 2 things. Second is you have another head if you're going to work with wrinkles, if you're doing cosmetic work, wrinkles or pigmentation spots. This head twists off. You twist on the larger one. I don't know if you can see this on the camera, but 2 different size heads. And the part that we use it most for is for sinus issues. If you've got people that have issues with clenching at night, they're literally driving bacteria right up into their sinus cavities. And so instead of coming through the tip on the end of the pen, it goes through a nasal plug, and they just would put this up in the side where the infection is, or they could do one and then the other. And they do this for 5 to 15 minutes. This is truly amazing for people who have sinus issues or sinus headaches or pressure behind the eyes. And this time of year, you've got a lot of flu and cold and sinus issues. This is an amazing tool. And so this one is available. This is our newest one. And all in one nice little package. The other one isn't necessarily new. We've had this for a long time, but not too many people know about this one. This is our lightwave optical glasses. If you do the inner voice at all, you know that there are audio tracks that they need to listen to. Each one is 5 minutes, as there's up to 12 of them. So what we did is we have some Mp3 Player Glasses. They have an Mp3 player built into the arm. You can load the tracks on that they need to listen to. They also have 7 different colored lenses: yellow, red, blue, green, aqua, pink, and purple. And the beauty of it is the lenses pop out and can be replaced with one of the other lenses put it in. When you're doing the inner voice, there's 2 things that need to happen. The color that they look through needs to change, and the audio that they listen to. So the glasses make it a simple one-piece therapy. Put in the appropriate lens, download the appropriate audio files, and then they can literally walk around. And in today's world, it doesn't matter. People can be in pink glasses, purple glasses, green glasses, it doesn't matter. Through the day, they can put their glasses on. We do have an app. Unfortunately, right now, it's only for Androids. Later this year, we'll have an app that will also work on the iOS system, Apple's. They can literally speak into their phone. The app is $20 for the client. Speak into the phone, and within a few seconds, it will show them the color that they need to change their lenses to. Colored glasses have been around, as far as I know, since the 60s. The problem that I've had with colored glasses is knowing which color that the client should look through. And so by having the lenses here and a little app that will help them throughout the week, because you may only see them once a week or once every 2 weeks, they literally just have to speak into their phone and it'll show them the color that they can switch to. And your moods change throughout the day. Your moods change. You may start off with green in the morning and end up with red at night. And I'll tell you one thing that we found: if you ever have a little bit of indigestion or a weak stomach that day, yellow is the most amazing color to put in the lenses. You walk around with a yellow lens, your indigestion just settles right down. At least that's been the experience of several people we've talked with. So the lightwave optical glasses, they come in a nice carrying case with the charger and all 7 sets of lenses. Where's our other one? The Illuminator. We call it the Interluminator. I'm going to take a few seconds on this one. This was actually developed by a company in Great Britain maybe 10 years ago. And it came out in the beginning as the Breast Angel. It was developed, it's FDA approved. It was developed for women to do breast examination at home. Let's just plug this in real quick. Alan, do you want to plug this in, and then you can just demonstrate it down there. Unfortunately, the product never really took off, and it's unfortunate. It truly is unfortunate. They go into the room, to the bathroom. They would disrobe down to their waist, with the lights on in the bathroom, standing in front of the mirror. They can put this on the bottom of the breast and illuminate the breast just like a bulb, like a light bulb. And by gently moving that around the breast, they're able to see the vessels, the lymph nodes, the little nodules might be. And when they've done that, when they find where there might be a little clump or nodule of vessels, they can switch this over to the ultrasonic vibration mode, and the system will vibrate, disseminate that clump. It is an absolutely wonderful tool, and as far as I'm concerned, everyone should have one. But what we found when we were trying to promote this years ago is it also has another benefit. have somebody with knee pain, neck pain, back pain, you can literally put that on and just let it sit there and rub for a few minutes, and it helps alleviate that pain. So what we did when we found out that they were no longer going to produce this, we went to the people that have this housing and the electronics, repositioned or repurposed the system, changed the LED laser diodes to 660 nanometer instead of 630. For pain, that's much more effective. And we took out the battery, because the battery would only make it through maybe one session. And so now it's got a conditioner in here so that you don't get the 60 cycle hum through your electrical outlet. And so now when this is on, it is working like a battery, but with constant power. So the inner illuminator is what we now call it, and it has the two functions, pain as well as breast detection. Those are our three new products that we wanted to talk about here today. And if those of you that are online that have questions, if you want to text us those questions, we'll email those answers back to you today. And again, we want to thank all of you for being with us today, and hope that you have a great weekend. Thanks.